Today we're talking about Babygirl, a movie that could have been an interesting exploration of desire, shame, and control, but instead, it left me frustrated. It had all the ingredients for something deep and compelling, but it played it way too safe. So here are my 5 reasons why Babygirl pissed me off. Let me know in the comments if you agree or if I'm just being petty. Reason 1. The entire plot could have been resolved in 5 minutes. Listen, I get that miscommunication is a staple of drama, but in Babygirl, it's not just miscommunication, it's painfully bad communication. The main character struggles with her desires and doesn't voice them to her husband in any meaningful way. If she had just sat him down and said, "Hey, I have this thing that excites me and I want to explore it with you," the entire conflict would have disappeared. Instead, she sulks, feels guilty, and drifts into an affair. Now, I'm not trying to say that it would be easy to have that conversation. Talking about fantasies, kinks, and desires can be really hard, especially in long-term relationships. But the movie doesn't even try to explore what that kind of honest, messy discussion would look like. Instead, it leans on the tired trope of woman hasn't spoken needs, husband is oblivious, so she seeks satisfaction elsewhere. Number 2. Her kink was completely normal, but the movie treated it like a dirty secret. A big part of the film revolves around the protagonist's shame about her desires, which, okay, could have been interesting, except her kink is ridiculously mild. Without getting into spoilers, she basically likes being told what to do. That's it. She craves a sense of authority and structure in her pleasure, which is one of the most common kinks out there. If you spend 5 minutes on the internet, you know this is nothing unusual. But the movie treats it like some deep, dark, forbidden thing. Instead of giving us an interesting conversation about why she feels ashamed or how societal norms have shaped her guilt, Babygirl just lets that shame sit there, unresolved. By the end, she still seems uncomfortable with it. So what was the point? This could have been a movie about normalizing desires, showing how people navigate them in relationships, or even challenging outdated ideas about control and submission. Instead, it feels like the film itself is afraid to engage with its own themes. Third reason. It wasn't spicy or controversial enough. If you're going to make a movie about desire, control, and power dynamics, then commit to it. Go deep, make us uncomfortable, challenge the audience. Instead, Babygirl is the light version of every idea it flirts with. The tension between the protagonist, her husband, and Sebastian, the mysterious younger man who guides her, is never fully explored. There was a moment near the end when Sebastian is helping her husband with his breathing, and I thought, oh, this is about to get interesting. Maybe he'll start influencing both of them. Maybe the power dynamic will shift. Maybe there's a deeper layer to his control. But nope, it just fizzles out. The film hinted at exploring deeper aspects of power, control, and submission, but then backed away every single time. It's like it was afraid of its own premise. Reason 4. The ending was kinda meh. What exactly was the message here? 1. That it's okay to have a fling to spice up your marriage as long as you don't get caught. 2. That creating spicy memories can help you get off with your partner later. 3. That as long as you help your intern get a good job, you can sleep with him guilt-free. It all felt kind of shallow. Instead of giving us a meaningful conclusion, the movie just shrugs and says, people do things sometimes. Anyway, moving on. There was no real growth, no real reckoning with what happened. The protagonist doesn't seem to fully understand herself any better, and her relationship doesn't seem to have truly evolved. If the film had leaned into the idea that sometimes exploring desires outside of a relationship can lead to growth, or even that it can lead to destruction, that would have been something. Instead, we get a vague, unresolved ending that tries to be both provocative and safe, but ends up being neither. Reason 5. It didn't give anything to viewers who might be struggling with shame or desire. One of the biggest letdowns was how Babygirl failed to engage with the real issues people have around shame, kinks, and self-acceptance. If someone watching this movie was struggling with feeling weird about their desires, what would they take away from it? Not much. The movie just leaves everything hanging. It doesn't offer any insight into why shame exists, how to navigate it, or how to communicate about it with a partner. It doesn't say anything about the complexities of desire or how people balance fantasies with real-life relationships. If anything, it reinforces the idea that certain desires are inherently shameful rather than just human. And that's disappointing, because this could have been a really powerful film for people who have ever felt conflicted about their wants. So yeah, Babygirl pissed me off, not because it was bad, but because it had so much potential and wasted it. It could have been a real deep dive into desire, power, and shame. It could have actually challenged viewers and given them something to think about. Instead, it played it safe, watered down its own ideas, and left everything unresolved. What do you think? Am I being too harsh, or do you agree? What have you taken away from the movie? Let's talk about it in the comments, and if you like this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into films that frustrate and fascinate me. See you in the next one! Bonus! If you want films that actually commit to exploring themes of desire, power, shame, and control in a meaningful way, here are some of my recommendations.